Norah O'Donnell is with us now from Washington. Norah, what options does the White House think it has?
Well, look, the administration is trying to contain this growing diplomatic crisis. They don't want it to have a negative impact on U.S.-Chinese relations. There are some options, probably two. One is that Chen could stay in China and his safety be guaranteed for himself and for his family. The second is that he could go into exile. I think what most experts say, it's unlikely that this administration will abandon Chen. I mean, this is a man that Secretary of State Hillary Clinton has talked about publicly in the past. They've championed his cause as a human rights activist. So this is very tricky, I think, Charlie, very tricky, and it comes certainly at a very delicate time in U.S.-Chinese relations and right before this very big meeting, as Celia laid out, that's going to happen in Beijing this week.
And is there any thinking about how this will come up, if at all, during that meeting, with Secretary Clinton leaving for that later?
Well, there's no doubt it's going to overshadow these talks unless they can wrap up some sort of deal before they all meet. Both sides, the U.S. and the Chinese, are saying, no, it's not going to dominate these talks. These are about other economic and security issues. But this is certainly a big deal. And the U.S. needs China's help, certainly on issues like Iran, North Korea, and Syria, because China has that permanent veto-wielding seat on the UN Security Council. So this is why this is very, very delicate and why there's a lot of experts who certainly point out that this might be the most serious sort of test of bilateral relations with the Chinese since the crackdown on student protests in Tiananmen Square. So this is a big deal.
Is it any do we have any message from the White House about how angry the Chinese are about it and how they may be putting undue pressure on the United States to do what they feel they have to do to save face?
You know, that's what's interesting about this, Charlie. Almost nothing from the White House. Extraordinarily tight-lipped about this because it is so sensitive. Exactly. This one case about this one man could really alter U.S.-Chinese relations. So they don't want to say anything while these high-level talks are going on. And certainly in the midst of a political campaign where President Obama has been criticized by his Republican rival for being weak on China, they don't want to say anything, and they want to let these talks that are going on work itself out so that something can be done about Chen, perhaps before Thursday's meeting with Secretary Clinton and Treasury Secretary Geithner and those Chinese officials.
Thank you, Norah.